Hey everybody, it's the Mad Master here. I'm doing another video. Decided to do this video while driving, so if I die, then it'll be a snuff film. No. So I want to do this video about. I was just driving downtown in Madison, Wisconsin, and I'm just like, I'm just on a basic level. I had like amnesia. I'm just gonna be honest. I had an amnesia for like 5 seconds, like 30 seconds, not 30 seconds, like 10 seconds. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is this shit? So, boarded up windows everywhere, and people wearing masks. It's kind of the same thing, right? Mommy, why are the stores wearing masks now too? Are they protected from the virus? The board masks. So, the whole thing's really fucked up. I mean, Dystopia is here. I mean, regardless of what you think about the numbers and all that stuff with the virus, it's just like, what the fuck? Now, I haven't really read any concrete studies about outdoor transmission, so the outdoor mask thing, I'm seeing more and more people wearing masks while driving. I'm just like, what the fuck, okay? It's just like, there's plenty of people that still don't wear a mask while driving or outside, but it's just like, what? It's weird. It's creepy. It's creepy. All right, that's just my gut reaction. So if anybody wants to, people always say like conservatives and shit have like they're deeper into their whatever, the reactionary part of their brain or whatever, like biochemical shit or whatever. But the fact of the matter is that any person of any political stripe looks at this shit just from, like, they just, like, forget what it's 2020, like, for a second, and they see people wearing masks and, like, looking like a fucking zombies, like, and, jumping, just any of this shit, jumping out of the way, and these boarded up, everything's boarded up. It's like, what the fuck happened, I'll tell you what happened. Donald Trump happened. No, that's not true. Donald Trump is a symptom of a larger problem, like Jimmy Dore says. And, you're not going to... Of course, the left is not going to look at those problems, or a huge percentage of them won't. Of course, the right people will. So, anyways, I don't care about the politics of it. I'm just talking about the visceral reaction that I had today. I'm just like, what's going on here? This is fucking just dystopia. This is fucked up. All these places closing. It's like, what the fuck? So, one more note on that before I conclude this video, because I'm not going to make a super long video today. I am fed up with a lot of this stuff, just on a very gut reaction level, regardless of what day-to-day data that I, might sway me a little bit this way or that way. It doesn't matter. On a basic level, I'm just disgusted. It's just something's not right, okay? With all this stuff, just everything, just the whole thing. It's just so strange and dystopian and bizarre, So, my opinion is that I'm gonna get the fuck out of this state and maybe even this country. I'm making this announcement, okay? This is gonna sound crazy, but not crazy, but, this is crazy. I'm not sounding crazy. They're the ones that are crazy. Institutionalized, no. Suicidal tendencies. Quoting song lyrics now. Anyways. So, I mean, if this shit continues, I'll just tell you what. If the mask shit is happening, on this major scale, and there's still this fucking weirdness, just weirdness amongst the population. I don't even mean, whatever, the numbers and stuff. I don't know, I think it's gonna fucking die down, obviously. My best hopes. All this stuff will fucking die down. In fact, I saw a thread on a Styx Hexenhammer video where they said CNN is no longer talking about the corona as much or something. I'm like, whoa, obviously the election stuff is in the mix, but if Biden wins, or even if Trump wins, are they gonna, who knows? They can't, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. It's pretty fucked up. So, my best hope, though, this is my point. My best hope is this shit is gonna dissipate as viruses do, because they burn themselves out by the summer of next year. Because that's 18 months, and that's most pandemics last that long. Even if you don't believe in this pandemic shit, it's already happening to some extent in some areas. So regardless of the media, I mean, there's like 1 death a day in Sweden, or if even that. There's 0 deaths on some days. Of course, you can say all sorts of stuff you want about Sweden. So my whole thing is that if this shit is happening November of 2021, I'm going to leave this. First of all, if there's a state that's free, quote unquote, from all this shit, like Florida still, if they're not doing the mask shit, if they're not doing the social distancing required, all these mandates and shit, if Florida's still doing well with all that, so let's just put it this way: I'm not gonna remain in this state any longer. I'm gonna probably sell half my amps, like I said, and just move. I'll find a job. Hopefully I'll be doing some other stuff by then too that might support me. Now, if the United States is under some kind of fucking dystopian, weird, bizarre thing where where you have to, the whole nation is under this shit, then I'm leaving the fucking. If I can, I'll try to leave the country. That's a little more challenging. I think the best case scenario is that, the worst case scenario is that all these conspiracy theorists and shit are right about all this stuff about another virus and the New World Order, Great Reset, whatever the fuck they talk about. I'm not sure. I'm an agnostic about some of that. Because some of the stuff seems kind of fucking just preposterous, ridiculous, but some of it does seem valid. So if that happens, then we're all fucked, right? Every nation in the world. It's like James Corbett was saying. Watch too much of those videos. I don't buy into a lot of this stuff. I buy into some of it though. Best case scenario is this though. Well, middle case scenario. The middle case scenario is where the state and the government and the people in the state are still just fucking being zombies and sheep. Oh shit. Being zombies and sheep about all this stuff and just fucking following along with the guidelines. They've gotten rid of a lot of the shit because they were going to do worse stuff in Wisconsin, and the legislature kind of impeded the governor from doing more stuff. Now, one thing about the governor is I don't think he's that. I mean, you could say he's like a milquetoast fucking liberal wussbag, and there's probably some truth to that, but I think he is. I think still he's not a Newsom or a or Garcetti in this crisis. He opened up I think he opened up the schools. I don't think he buys. I don't know. My best hope is that he doesn't buy in all this shit, but he does pretty much. But one good thing he did open up the schools. Some places aren't even doing that. So whether he did that as to placate the Republicans or his base, because he was a school superintendent or something before he was governor, I don't know. I don't have an answer. It was one positive move on his part. Another positive move on his part is that believe it or not, there are places with outdoor mask mandates. Madison, Wisconsin, we actually resisted a mask mandate for 3 months because of racism or something. I forgot. I mean, I buy it there's that image of, the person or whatever, these stereotypical images and stuff people have. And I thought that was kind of wow, though that's kind of a weird thing to say, but okay. I mean, not weird, but for a public health emergency, supposedly. So that was interesting, but it was fine because I didn't have to wear a mask. The lockdowns, if lockdowns happen, I'm openly resisting, if actual lockdowns. These soft lockdowns still, if there's any way out of them eventually, if this shit is just perpetual, like I said in my last video, if this is in perpetuity, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave Wisconsin, go to Florida or Texas or whatever. At the time, I think Tennessee's doing less restrictions now, places like that. Actually, Tennessee is a very musical place, so I mean, I might actually do well there. So I mean, I'm not going to put up with this like for 5 years on end is what I'm trying to say. Like, so like I said, November 2021, if this shit is still, if this shit's still being implemented and people are still acting like this, like, oh, you know, I mean, I video chat for a better 2021. Well, 2021 is in 2 months. So is it going to be a better 2021 or not? You know, or is it going to be better than 2021, not where it was socially distanced? So there's a lot of just fucking weirdness with this whole thing. And I could talk about my confusion about that, but I'd rather not right now in this video because I'm just driving and I'd just rather do this video really quickly. And now it's going to be 10 minutes. So that's my whole point. I don't want to seem like I don't give a fuck about the virus and stuff. Like I do, but like, I just hate the hypocrisy and all this shit and all this contradictions and all this stuff. It's science. That's because science. He didn't know at the time that they didn't do. It's like, but then don't say such fucking outrageously arrogant statements. In the history of respiratory viruses, asymptomatic transmission has never been the primary driver transmission. I mean, Fauci said that in a fucking video, like he knew it all. It's his arrogance. It's not even the policy that I'm questioning. It's his fucking arrogance. People hate his arrogance. That's why they hate Fauci. He's a fucking arrogant fuck. You know? Whether or not there's some new world order with Bill Gates and nanobots or fucking quantum dot tattoos or great resets or whatever or Hobbit homes or whatever the fuck, you know, Agenda 21 or fucking, you know, chips or whatever. Regardless of that, Fauci's an arrogant fuck, and that for that reason alone, people should question him. Question that part of him. We need someone a little bit more down to earth in the fucking in the administration for that, you know, whoever it is, you know. I talked about Michael Mina, and Dr. Michael Mina is rapid testing. The guy seems pretty down to earth. He doesn't want more lockdowns. I mean, he's a little more on the, you know, the fucking cautionary side of the virus stuff or whatever you want to call it, the doom. He's a little more of a doomster, but still fucking far superior to Fauci as far as like is his being able to like be open-minded about shit. So I'm just sick of this shit. And yeah, I'm gonna leave. I got a life to live. I got goals. People may not like the fucking idea that I still want to be, you know, all these things at, oh, what the fuck? Okay, one guy doesn't have a mask on and the woman did in the car. What? It doesn't make any sense. None of this shit makes sense! Okay, it's just like, it doesn't make any sense. So, apparently people are really getting the virus fatigue now and doing stuff normally. Well, what the fuck do you expect them to do? I'm just saying, in America, we've been so fucking gaslit over the 50 years, 60 years, like I said in previous videos, where all these things that have happened, Cold War, 9/11, Vietnam, all this shit, like the threat is real. Oh, well, oh yeah, sure. If I'm not seeing wheelbarrows of dead bodies on the street, there's no fucking threat, okay? I'm not going to be gaslit into fucking thing. I'm just saying this is the American people's point of view, you know? Even the left, even the liberals, I'm not going to say who, but, you know, parts of my family voted for Joe Biden. They're hanging out with people normally. There's friends that have voted for Biden. They're not hunkering down. Oh my God. You know, all this shit. It's like, fucking, oh man. So, yes, I will be leaving Wisconsin if this shit perpetuates, like, beyond the summer of next year. Like, if it's, like, for a stupid reason, like, for just, like, people might think that it's already for stupid reasons, but like if it's really like apparent, like just reading the numbers, like 4 died in a month in Wisconsin from the coronavirus. We still need a mask mandate. Something like, maybe not on that level. It's not an arbitrary number that I'm giving, but like that kind of attitude, I will be leaving the Wisconsin and maybe the United States. Who knows? But it's just fucking madness. And, you know, closing all these businesses and stuff. I mean, it's just like, what the fuck, man? Oh, you know, and more and more, it's like the Democrats have become what the Republicans were back in 2001. You know, It's a lot of what has happened. It's like they switched the roles. And Matt Taibbi actually has an article about like how the working class is increasingly for the Republicans because the Democrats have become so corrupt. I mean, that's how bad it is, and so like out of touch and smug and elitist and shit. Like they're for the technocratic class at this point. You know, the working class. The Democrats still have some, you know, like Bernie Sanders. Obviously, that's an exception. But you know, like the fucking technocratic, fucking big tech, like, oh god, it's just so fucked up. So that's all I gotta say. I'm hoping, wishing, trying to manifest that this does not last through the summer, as far as this crazy dystopian nightmare that we're in, which is a dystopia. It's dystopia, no matter what. You wake up, you put someone to sleep. Let's say someone was in a coma from 2019, like middle of 2019. You know, you wake them up right now, they'd be like, "What the fuck? Virus or no virus? It looks like a fucking dystopia out there." That's all I gotta say. Peace out.